Joseph's top 20 movies all time. This is my list. And if you don't like it, F off. And don't get on my PowerPoint template, cause this is fire. Let's get started. Number 1, Taxi Driver. This movie hits too close to home, so I'm not even gonna explain it. Number 2, Scarface. This movie is about greed. An immigrant is consumed by it and he destroys his whole world. It's a very cool movie, a cinematic masterpiece. Number 3, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is also a cinematic masterpiece. This dude Clint Eastwood is too cool. This the bad guy and the ugly guy are also too cool. I even got Danny to like it. So suck on that. Number 4, Memento. This movie is my first favorite Christopher Nolan movie. This is a whole mind F. And the movie is pure fire. If you haven't watched this movie, you're not my friend. Donnie Darko. This movie also hits too close to home, and it is definitely on my top 5. This is a coming of age story. I can't believe I watched this scary stuff on my own, but it's a cinematic masterpiece. Number 6, The Dark Knight. If you haven't watched this movie, you literally live under a rock. And this is also a cinematic, yeah. Number 7, Prisoners. This movie was a whole mind F. It gave me too much anxiety, which is why I will never watch it again. They tortured that living F out of this dude, and this dude didn't even do anything. Jake Gyllenhaal is pure fire in this movie. So is Hugh Jackman. Number 8, The Graduate. Another movie that hits too close to home, and I'm not gonna explain this. Number 9, Back to the Future. I don't know why I took a picture of this guy's crotch, but it is such a classic. This movie is the definition of vintage. If you haven't seen this, you live under a rock. Number 10, Die Hard. Die Hard is probably my favorite Christmas movie, and this is the best action movie I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. It's also a classic. This is why it's on my top 10. Number 11, Groundhog Day. This shouldn't be this high on my list, but it's a love story, and the next few movies are pretty much love stories. I don't know why they hit so close to home. Probably because I'll never find love. This dude is stuck in an infinite time loop, and he has to basically fall in love to get out the proper way. Number 12, Casablanca. No. Number 13, Goodwill Hunting. This definitely is way too high on my list, and I need to revise this, but it's still a good movie. This is about a cool nerd, who falls in love and has a good teacher. The end. Number 14, Interstellar. This movie is pure fire. This is a Christopher Nolan masterpiece. This is the fourth dimension, and these dudes are trying to find a new world for the people of Earth to live on. It's a pure fire movie, if I haven't said so already. Number 15, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This movie made me feel so fly. The parade got too lit. These white dudes was so fly back then. Everyone in school liked them. And it's a pure classic. Number 16, 2001, A Space Odyssey. This is also a pure cinematic masterpiece. You can obviously tell I got this from Google Images. Please don't sue me. This is a pure classic, and it's too long. Don't watch this if you don't have the time. Number 17, Arrival. The only reason this movie is on here is because of the setting I watched it in. It was the summer, at night, with the fan on. It was pure awesome. And the movie was fire, a little eerie. Amy Adams' best performance. Number 18, Boys in the Hood. This is probably my favorite black oriented movie. These dudes going through some struggles, and this movie pictures it perfectly. This right scene, if you haven't seen it, is pretty sad. Number 19, Blade Runner. This movie is a pure classic and a cinematic masterpiece. These dudes are replicants, and this guy is some police officer, and this is probably the greatest scene in a movie I've ever watched because I don't know why. Number 20, Tenet. I don't know how this got on the list, but it is. This movie was a complete mind F thanks to this dude, Christopher Nolan. John David Washington was also a fire actor. In this movie, I still don't understand what's going on. If you understood this movie after the first time you watched it, you deserve a PhD in whatever the F you want. Thanks for watching. You just wasted 8 minutes of your life.